In the beginning, the world was fresh and new. There was no pain, no suffering, only beauty, peace, and life. And at the heart of this new world was a breathtaking garden called the Garden of Eden. In this paradise, God created the first man, Adam. He formed him from the dust of the earth and breathed life into him. Adam opened his eyes to a world filled with towering trees, flowing rivers, and animals of every kind. But God saw that Adam was alone, and that wasn't good. So he caused Adam to fall into a deep sleep. While Adam slept, God took one of his ribs and created the first woman, Eve. When Adam woke up, he saw Eve and knew she was special, someone to share this beautiful world with. Adam and Eve lived in perfect harmony. They walked with God, cared for the animals, and ate freely from the garden's trees. But in the middle of the garden stood two special trees, the tree of life and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. God gave them only one rule. They could eat from any tree in the garden, except the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. If they ate from it, they would surely die. For a time, Adam and Eve were happy. They had everything they needed. But one day, as Eve walked through the garden, she met a serpent, crafty and cunning. This was no ordinary serpent. This was Satan, who had taken its form. The serpent spoke to Eve. "Did God really say you must not eat from any tree in the garden?" Eve responded, "We may eat from any tree, except that one. If we eat it or even touch it, we will die." The serpent hissed, "You won't die. God knows that if you eat from it, your eyes will be opened. You'll be like Him, knowing good and evil." Eve looked at the tree. The fruit was beautiful and tempting. She wanted wisdom, and she wanted to be like God. So she took the fruit and ate it. Then she gave some to Adam, and he ate it too. In that moment, everything changed. Their eyes were opened, and for the first time, they felt shame. They realized they were naked and quickly covered themselves with fig leaves. When they heard God walking in the garden, they hid. But God called out, "Adam, where are you?" Adam stepped forward, ashamed. "I heard you, but I was afraid because I was naked, so I hid." God asked, "Who told you that you were naked? Have you eaten from the tree I commanded you not to eat from?" Adam pointed to Eve. "The woman you gave me, she gave me the fruit, and I ate it." Eve quickly responded, "The serpent tricked me, and I ate it." God was saddened. Their disobedience had brought sin into the world. No longer could they stay in the perfect garden. God spoke first to the serpent, cursing it to crawl on its belly forever. Then he turned to Eve. "Because you did this, you will experience pain in childbirth, and your relationship with your husband will be difficult." To Adam, he said, "The ground is cursed because of you. You will have to work hard for your food, and one day you will return to the dust from which you came." Though Adam and Eve had sinned, God still loved them. Before sending them out of the garden, he made clothing for them from animal skins, showing his care even in their punishment. And so Adam and Eve left the Garden of Eden. Life outside was harder, full of work, struggle, and pain. But even in their mistakes, God had a plan to one day restore what was lost. This story teaches us an important lesson. Choices have consequences. Adam and Eve's decision changed everything, but God's love remained. And through him, there is always hope.